Show. Host Rob Noor. It's not going to be a real episode tonight, just a brief update, kind of explaining what's going on. And sorry, um, where can I send? Whatever. And yeah, it's kind of where we're going for the rest of the week here. So I hope you are all having a good week. I am not. I'm not having a good week whatsoever. So I'll explain vaguely and briefly. Uh, I would say 2 weeks ago at work, doing home health care with people with disabilities, was probably the hardest week of work I've had in probably 10 years, a very long time. Last week was slightly worse than that. And then this week was way worse than both of those days combined. So I can't get into a lot of details, but I'm on basically, I just got a little bit of sleep here now. I'm on basically about 3 hours of sleep for the past 3 days. I spent most of that time in emergency rooms and other such places. Pretty stressful, but most importantly, someone I care about's health. Pretty serious situation. So um, it's difficult. It's difficult anytime you have someone that you care about that's having a difficult health situation. When it's also part of your work and you're sort of responsible for helping people's health be maintained, that probably makes it worse. And it's just been pretty stressful, pretty exhausting, and so that's where I'm at. So still, I know I mentioned last week or the week before, I don't remember at this point, but just if people want to throw up prayers for the one gentleman that I work with, I would appreciate that. As for me, what's that mean for my channel? Well, I have followed very little. A good friend of mine who I used to do a radio show with here in Clarion, he sends me a text message like, I don't know when this was, maybe Sunday night, I can't remember. And I was dealing with like this crisis, and he's like, the governor's mansion broke down. And I was like, what? Like Shapiro, Pennsylvania? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. And he like sent me some articles, but I was so busy I was unable to read it. And I think it was Monday morning, I got a moment and I was reading, I was like, holy cow, what's going on there? That's crazy. I'm by no means a Josh Shapiro fan, but that's crazy. Someone attacking his mansion. I don't know the details of the guy. I think I saw what his name allegedly is. Um, but I know the game. Was he a lefty? Was he a righty? I haven't looked into any of it. I briefly saw that there was stuff going on with this, the court case with bringing back this guy from El Salvador. So I saw a few details on that. And then other than that, like I might check my phone like for 2 minutes while I was in a hospital or something and just retweet something or something. But I have not followed anything political since Sunday when I came into work. And even before that, I was sort of doing my Easter with my family. So for the past few weeks, it's been pretty slight on how much I've been paying attention to politics, which is unfortunate because I know there's a lot going on. With Trump's tariff business, the stock market going the way that it had. So I do apologize for that. I think one of the things that maybe a lot of my audience likes about me is it doesn't matter if it's a good news cycle, a bad news cycle, whatever. I try to be commenting on it and giving my honest opinions. And I feel like I'm letting people down because I haven't had time to really look into these details. It's going to become more evident in the next 2 nights because I think tomorrow evening I got a conversation with someone for an hour, and then they're going to bring on a person to debate me. And then Thursday is going to be the debate that I was supposed to have last Thursday. Um, and that debate's going to be with someone named Adam on Jake Rattlesnake's show about whether or not Trump's first term or second term here has been a success so far. So, the way things are going, I don't know. Even once I'm, quote, off work, I anticipate I'm going to be on the phone a lot with medical professionals. Um, and then obviously I'm going to want to see my family. So I don't know how prepared I'll be in the past couple weeks news for these debates, but I don't really care. I'm still going to do good because that's what I do. So we'll wing it from there. But as for now, the plan this evening is I got some paperwork to do and stuff, and then I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Um, Even when you are getting little amounts of sleep in places like hospital lobbies or ER rooms, it's not very good sleep. So this hopefully will be the first night that I get some semblance of a good night's sleep in a bed if an emergency doesn't come up, which unfortunately it's increasingly likely there'll be an emergency. So that's where I'm at. I haven't been trying to avoid streaming. It's not that I'm upset. It's not that my channel's going away or anything like that. It's just I literally have been so busy with work that it's not been possible for me to really put any worthwhile research or commentary into anything. So for that, I apologize. But hopefully things will get better soon, and I'll be able to start hitting the ground running with some more projects that we had in mind. I know my editor, Black Elk. I haven't talked to him yet, but while I was sort of doing this work stuff, it was really busy. I think that he had some stuff going on himself, so he seemed like he was preoccupied a lot too. So we've been a little bit like two ships passing. So hopefully I can get in touch with him soon when my head's in a better space and we can figure something out with some of these projects that we had going on and get some good content out there for you. So, but I do appreciate all of you. I stream because I like it. I like the community we've built. Yeah, there's debate reviews coming up. That's sort of what I'm talking about with Black Elk. We're gonna get that project off the ground, and it's something that I want to start doing. For this week, I'm supposed to come into work Saturday, so I will get off tomorrow evening, um, hang out with my family, have dinner, then probably go upstairs, stream, do this interview slash debate. That'll be Wednesday. Thursday, I'm not so sure what I have planned with my family, but barring not getting called into work or anything, uh, I'm probably going to want to spend a lot of time with them because it seems like it's been forever at this point. And then I have that debate Thursday night at 8 p.m. Unless I screwed up the date again, like last week. I hope that's not the case. But and then Friday we'll try to stream as well. Uh, Saturday I'm supposed to be in at work at um 2, I think. So we're gonna do Easter at my house Saturday morning because unfortunately I won't be available Sunday. And so then I'll be in straight through Saturday through next Wednesday. Um, so the plan is we're gonna have two sort of shows that are already booked, debate type shows. That'll be Wednesday, Thursday. Friday will be the only show I have this week, probably where it's just like a normal show where it's like a off the cuff, talk about the news of the day. Maybe I'll take some call-ins or whatever. And then unfortunately it looks like I'm gonna have to put on hiatus these like this stream right now. I just had a couple minutes, but because of the nature of sort of the emergencies going on, I'm not really having a lot of downtime when I'm at work. And when I do, it's pretty important that I use that downtime probably for sleeping and getting rest and, getting a plan of action for work sort of put together. So, until further notice, the sort of mobile live streams that you used to see on days like Mondays and Tuesday evenings probably put on hold those type of streams just because um, it's just not doable right now. I I try to be an optimist. I think that hopefully we get back to a place in the work setting where that's possible. But for the foreseeable future, it's not. That sort of stuff's not going to work. But that doesn't mean when I'm home, I'm not still going to be putting out a lot of content. And you know, all of this happens around a weird time where you have this weird holiday of Easter, and so it's like the way it works is I'm trying to spend time with my wife's side of the family, with my side of the family. And then a lot of the specific holidays like Easter, I have to be at work, so I'm not with my family. So the way that manifests is like we had Easter with my parents last week. We'll be having Easter with our family here Saturday, and then I think Hank Man's gonna have another Easter Sunday at his grandparents, at his mom's parents. So good for him. He's gonna have multiple Easters. Works out for him. But unfortunately, I'll only be able to be at the one on Saturday. So I'm trying to make my time And it's difficult too because Hank's getting to the age where it's like he's now cognizant that I'm not there, and that makes it a little harder. So like I just got off the phone with him, and he's like, Dad, you could come home on days that aren't Wednesday and visit. I'm like, yeah, bud, I know. So it's difficult for him to understand. And normally I try to like call video chat with him like every evening, and this was the first I've seen him since Sunday to do a video chat because it was pretty grim situation. Was unable to make any phone calls like that. So, um, but yeah, that's sort of what we're at. Uh, you know, Everybody has challenges in life. Everybody has bad things that comes up. Everyone has bad days at work. I try to stay positive. I really do. I kind of let my frustrations out probably on some of the people I debate and stuff like that. So, I'm trying to be optimistic about the situation here at work. I think I'm better today than I was. In particular, yesterday was pretty brutal. It was one of the most brutal days I've ever had in the healthcare field. It was because obviously I can't talk about it much because of medical privacy issues, but I will say that the nature of what I'm talking about is I feel many times in this field dealing with adults with disabilities that thank you so much, Steve Granger. I appreciate it for 20 bucks. Says keep it up. Thank you, man. I feel many times medical professionals are leaving down the people that I work with because they don't have a voice, or if they do have a voice, maybe it's not articulate enough to explain what's really going on, and things could be very challenging. Um, it's Sometimes it could be messy, sometimes it could get intense, it could get violent, and a lot of times, if you're a medical professional, you might not have time for that. You might have to see 30 people in a day, and you don't have time for someone who's maybe more challenging than you're used to. And as a result, what a lot of people could get lost in the shuffle, and their medical outcomes could severely diminish because of that. And sometimes, why I stuck with this field, even though I have a master's degree, when I started this, I've told this story before, but when I started in this field, I was an alcoholic. I was a debate coach, and the 2008 financial crisis hits, and basically the state university I was at was like, hey, we're no longer have this position. I had bills to pay. I pick up a newspaper. I put in my name for two jobs that day. One was to work in this field. The other was to be a security guard. This field called me back. I was like, well, I'm not qualified. They're like, oh yeah, man, we'll take anyone. So that's how I got in the field. And within 30 days, or probably within 3 months, I was working with a person that basically no one else wanted to work with. And I found myself one day at a hospital. And because of the unique violent nature of that person, I remember having this like existential moment where I was like, I'm the only person in the entire world that gives a shit about this guy. Me, some fucking drunk. I'm just a drunk. That's all I am. And here I am, like, arguing with doctors, nurses, people at the state. I was arguing with people from, at that point, it was Ed Rendell's government. I was arguing with people, the lieutenant governor, trying to find someone an emergency hospital bed for psychiatric needs. And that's sort of why I stuck with the field, because I felt like I always, even when I was young, I was friends with a lot of people with disabilities, and I felt like it was the first time I was doing something that actually, at least to that person, was making a difference. And for the past 14 years, I've basically been with the same company, or a different company than that one back then, but I've been with the same company for about 14 years, and primarily with a handful of people that clients that I work with. So you obviously grow attached. Um, and so, it's almost like family. I spend half my week here, every week, 24/7, half my week here. And so when you see that, you know, there's challenges that come up and you start to question, are the medical professionals taking this seriously? You know, it's very stressful. It's not in my nature to be sort of combative in real life. Debate's one thing. In real life, I try to be very easygoing, very optimistic. But when you find yourself in these situations where um, it seems like everyone's just like, how do we shuffle this person off to the next person? What do we do? And I'm no medical professional. I'm just some dude, and I'm trying my best to be a voice and be like, no, we need like, it can't be this way. It can't be. Someone has to step up and be like, look, there's these issues. Here's what we're gonna do to get a game plan to tackle these issues. And I largely felt that wasn't occurring. And it's been there bubbling up the past 2 weeks, and it really came to a head this week. And as a result, I feel like I'm letting down the person I take care of because no matter what I'm doing, I'm failing, and outcomes are becoming worse and worse. And so, I hope we're in a better place today. Obviously, I can't talk many details, but other people are involved, and they seem to be more serious. And I had to get a little aggressive and let people know how serious I was about it. Um, and I hope that that's starting us on the foot. But it's going to be a pretty arduous step forward to kind of get back to the health that we would be happy with. So I'm optimistic. I'm hoping that that comes about. But it's been brutal. It's been, like I said, a lot of time in medical facilities, sort of doing, kind of being combative with people. That's not really in my nature, and it's been draining. It really has, particularly with the lack of sleep. So maybe what that results in is tomorrow night I just am really a jerk to the whoever I'm going to be debating. It's sort of a mystery. I don't know who it is. So I'm supposed to do an interview with a guy first and then do a debate with a mystery opponent second. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be someone that I'll just tee off on because I'm grumpy and haven't slept and I'm in a bad mood. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll be overly nice because it'll be nice even if I'm talking to people that politically disagree with me. I'm not as pissed off as them as I am sort of some of the medical professionals I've been dealing with. Uh, yeah, Greg, it can get frustrating, uh, getting attacked and stuff like that while you're at work physically by the people you're supporting. Sometimes you deal with it in both ends. Sometimes during a crisis, you're being attacked by someone physically, verbally, while at the same time you're the only person advocating for that person. And so it really can be trying. Are you capable of getting punched in the head and then 3 seconds later telling the doctor that they need to treat the person that just punched you with respect? It can be tough. It really can. So, but it's not a sob me story. You know, everybody I work with, someone's son, someone's daughter, and so they're the people that are really, the clients themselves. If they're having a medical issue in their families, those are the people I really feel bad for. It's just this, So I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. You can feel bad for me that I need some sleep. I'll get some sleep though. I'll be fine. I'll get sleep and that's fine. But it's not about that. It's not that like, oh wow, what a great guy Rob is. It's not that. It's my job. If your job's to keep someone safe, that's your job. That's it. And you shouldn't be applauded and celebrated because it's like, oh, you're failing at your job, but you're trying. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm failing. I'm gonna do my best to double down and do what I need to make sure that I'm 100% focused on that and make sure that I stop failing. But channel stuff aside, we're gonna get rolling on the channel here, and hopefully, I'm gonna kick some ass in 2 debates here this week. So it should be fun. I enjoyed my time with the non-debate last Thursday. Black Elk put up some good videos of, I think it was Jola that I debated who called in. So I enjoyed that. And I think that it'll help get my mind off things to do some of these debates this week. So I have no idea who I'm debating. Tomorrow, it's literally a mystery. I literally have no clue. Uh, or Thursday is someone named Adam, who I've never met, don't know their channel. It's someone that has debated on Jake Rattlesnake's channel before. And so that's going to be the debate Thursday. You're hit and run, but yeah, okay, HN. I'm sure, buddy. Uh, uh, I don't believe you, just so you know. I think you're being facetious. Maybe not, but I guess I'm not in the mood, or not the mood. I'm just not in the, I guess, headspace to sort of talk about it. So, all right, I'm gonna go. I got some stuff to do here, but just wanted to give an update of where I was at. So, thank you all for sticking with me. I know there's other people you could go be watching. So, it's got to be frustrating as an audience. I imagine like if you're a fan of a weekly show and then it's like all of a sudden that show's not coming up and there's no warning or like explanation why. I can understand why that's frustrating. So I just want to give a little shout out of where I've been and a heads up what the schedule is going to look like this week. So I should see you all roughly around 7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. So that's the plan. So it should be fun. Hopefully, I'm kind of looking forward to getting smacked around in a debate. So hopefully, someone kicks me while I'm down and actually puts the screws to me during a debate. I think that'd be fun. Get me motivated to do more. So, all right, thanks so much, everyone. We'll talk to you all soon. As always, have a good one.